You're listening to
during today's show.
WRFB Radio Free Virginia. In no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are. Lunch.
Okay, so we're going to let you have a soapbox and let you do all kinds of silly things. Yeah, well, oh shit, okay, we gotta go. Oh, crap, yeah.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news from right here inside Shroud of the Avatar every Monday through Friday at the noon hour for your listening and entertainment pleasure. Of course, I want to let everybody know this week we will only be here Monday through Wednesday, as I'll be leaving Thursday, headed out to Dragon Con, and of course won't be here to do a show. So anyway, for the record, today is Monday, August 29th, 2016, here inside Shroud of the Avatar. We have all sorts of great stuff lined up for you today. We've got the weekend wrap-up, all about the stuff and events that happened over the weekend. We've got Friday's newsletter for everybody out there. We got some hot topics on the board for the week, because we know there's going to be more than something to talk about in a day. So let's go ahead and get the party started here. It's Monday, and we've had a weekend worth of great entertainment, all sorts of things. We had, of course, the All Towns Gathering, where Winfield gets together with all the good folks. That was yesterday.
Now, I didn't show up to the All Towns Gathering just because I wasn't in my office for much yesterday at all. How did that All Towns Gathering go, and how many people showed up?
There were about 50 people in Discord. Quite a few people showed up out at PAX Lair for it, and people got up and talked and did their thing and promoted their towns. And, it was pretty good. It wasn't as big as the past ones. But again, right now with being first month of, the static world that we live in, people are out busy catching up, building, doing a million other things, working their characters, having all sorts of fun with it,
building their towns like Justin and Eclipse Maiden are doing for me.
Unlike somebody else who went ahead and hired the Deco Divas. Of course, some of us actually have to wait our turn in line for their services these days. These girls are so busy.
Just okay. Because
I'll get my turn.
I picked them up before you did. That's all that matters.
That's right.
all that matters.
That's right.
Now, we do have the update of the Avatar number 191, and did you want to go through that real quick?
191. Absolutely. Monday, we always start out with Friday's newsletter for you boys and girls out there, so that you catch up on the news that you missed. If you don't read those newsletters, you get them in your email and wonder what the heck they are. This is the news we give you guys. So, of course, where are we going to start? Let's go ahead and just start right from the top. Get this up there for the boys and girls.
Okay, update 191. We do have release 33 that came out last Thursday, as well as that beautiful Star Citizen airship
that
right. is out there.
One parked right in our own backyard behind us there.
Yes, they also produced or documented the fact that over the summer telethon of the Avatar Part 2, they did raise 200,000 gold, and they listed the rewards, including $200,000. That's right, including all of the achievements that were unlocked. So everybody can look forward to everybody that pledged at least $5 during the telethon. Will be looking forward to all of those different rewards coming out probably in release 34. It does generally take them about a month to actually produce everything and work on it. During the telethon, we did see Matt or Gix Vargach in working on the animating the accordion, so we knew that they were working on things as they expected to hit it.
And keep in mind, some of these things were dreamt up right on the spot, so they all have to be created from scratch.
Yeah, just like the thing that was created after the fact, which is the Fire Dance emote, which came out the next morning. Yes, with the leather outfits for a little bit of protection.
I can't wait to see the kilt and the...
the flaming bagpipes.
Bagpipes, thank you.
Yes. And then the $10 million gift to all backers, which is going to be the Virtue Cloak.
Let's go ahead and get this in 3D and show the folks.
Yes, and remember, it will change color based off of what you're leaning towards, either good or evil, according to Starr.
That the Infinity Cross is inside and out, so that the embroidery actually shows through the material. So it's not just like an emblem on the back only, which makes it really pretty cool.
It's large.
It's what?
It's very large.
It is.
What is it?
Why is everybody low today?
Probably because you were messing around with settings again. I knew you would never mess with settings, but
Fix some Vicodin. I don't know.
No, I would never do that.
Yeah, play with knobs. Then we also do have the Swamp Island template, which is going to be a revamp, and so new template. And I believe one of the first towns to say that they're going to be converting over to that was Rat's Nest, if I might be mistaken about that, though. So, and that was a post in the official form. Then we end up with the lot deed raffle. And don't forget, everybody...
the lottery?
Yeah, the raffle. Raffle.
Be careful.
Not lottery. Raffle.
Raffle.
Now, I want to...
Led Zepp, disclaimer.
Yeah. This is not a lottery. This is a... What is this?
Raffle. I don't know. My understanding of a raffle is a predetermined number of tickets for a predetermined number of chances at winning a prize. Am I correct or am I wrong on that?
Okay, so they have set the predetermined number of tickets to infinity, but the winner will be drawn. No. Because in lotteries, you actually have the potential for no one winning. And then you would have rollover. What they're doing is they're selling the tickets, and the winner will be drawn from all the tickets that are sold. So it is actually a raffle.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's a lottery.
All right.
That's a raffle.
You selling bags on the vendor, Jack?
No, I have never made a... I have never crafted a bag, so I know.
Cheap. You can go and see our vendor there is Jay and Silent Bob hanging out, leaning against the glass of the convenience store over there.
Yeah,
and I see where the difference in point is, but
this is not a tax. This is a fee. This is a fee, not a tax.
So 75 place anywhere deeds will be available, and 600 player-owned town deeds. Then after that, we did talk about that last week, and we will probably be talking about the lottery a lot more, especially as we get more details. Because realistically, the details are relatively scarce.
Fixed the problem. Yeah, I believe they've fixed the problem with the prices going up and down already. I don't know if I caught that in the patch notes, but I've gone out to buy them and found them at normal prices. So.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Then more stuff was added onto the add-on store, including Breathe Fire emotes, sparkles, flowers.
All those new cool emotes.
Yes,
that's right.
As well as new smoke rings and all new kinds of mega packs, like the smoking mega pack, where you can get all of the different purchasable pipes, as well as the different emotes, as well as the Breathe Fire 6-pack and the Smoke Emote 7-pack. And then there's some new pets out on the store, which is the Gray Great Dane and the Silver Mini Automaton. And then they do have a new outfit out there on the add-on store, which is the Fletchier Tapestry formal suit.
Now, this is the one that Gix was modeling for us the other day, wasn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
A sharp-looking suit.
And then on Friday, they did have the Syndicate Con. I have no idea where that was at or whether or not any of the devs showed up. But since they did show up last year, one of the devs probably showed up this year. So we'll find out whenever we can actually see things. But later this week, you've got Dragon Con with Richard Garriott showing up to that. And
we're going to have all sorts of fun. We got Richard.
We've got Richard presiding at Specs Wedding. We've got Shooter Jennings playing. We've got all kinds of other stuff. They have all kinds of other stuff planned.
We got Shooter. We got Tracy and Laura. Yep. And that's just on our side of the world. I hear Bill Shatner is hanging out. A bunch of other people. A bunch of people going to be there.
You know who's not going to be there? It makes me sad. That's right. But moving right along, we do have all kinds of other stuff. We already briefly touched on the All Towns player gathering. That 50 players showed up to that, and that was this past Sunday. Then after that, we do have pretty much everything other than the fact that Ember won the New Britannia Awaits with the Dawn of New Britannia community trailer contest, and she received
congratulations once again
$1,000 worth of add-on store credit. Second place was won by Net, and he won $500 of add-on store credit and a bunch of other stuff. And third place was Celine. So congrats to all of them, and that's pretty much our community updated the Avatar number 191.
Now, I also want to give a shout out one more time to our good friend Apollox out there. And for those of you in the community who know that he was having surgery, there's a little player forum there. People are getting together and getting some signatures up to send him a virtual card from the community. So if you want to get in on that and send Apollox your wishes, let us know so we can tell people to add your name to that list, and then you can get in on that conversation. And of course, we wish him a speedy recovery and fast getting back here. We miss you.
We do wish him the best, and I miss the Sandy Locks Entertainment doing some stuff. It's been a while since they've done anything, and since Apollox is half of that, it has put a damper on things. And then also his Avatar's radio shows. So get well soon, Apollox, and we wish you the best.
Now, we want to go down real quick to these job openings for those aspiring game makers out there.
Oh, yes, they do have several job openings right now. They actually have 4 openings. If you're a world builder or level designer, they do have 2 openings for that, as well as an opening in the QA department. And then also they're looking for a programmer. So if you are interested in that, you will need to contact their jobs at portalarium.com and submit that information in. And remember R. Matey, who just left. He was actually a community member, as well as Barrick was a community member before joining the staff over at Portalarium.
That's
right. R. Matey actually won the first Scene Jam, and then they found out that he was actually a professional in the industry, and then they snatched him away temporarily. Now he's working on his 3D platformer.
That's the VR platform, isn't it?
Yes. Sorry. VR, virtual reality platformer. Yes.
No, 3D, VR. No, 2 different things, I guess.
They are. I haven't
played much with VR platforms yet. I still have tough times dealing in reality.
Yeah, I hate reality as well.
All right. I tell you, tough room, man. Tough room. You guys are rough. Yeah, some days all it takes is a fart or ass joke. You give them a straight line, nobody gets it. I tell you.
Nope.
Yeah, Draco. I gotta tend to agree with you, but again, it is what it is, and we can't do much about that. So, but that's it pretty much for the newsletter of the Avatar 191 from Friday. Of course,
Yes.
At the bottom there, real quick, we have recommended projects to back the
Tides of Numeria.
To Numeria. And of course, don't forget your backer shipping addresses.
Yeah, physical rewards we're expecting. Well, physical rewards we're expecting to go out at launch, and we know that was pushed back to first quarter of next year.
Yeah, we don't know that officially yet.
Okay, they haven't made an officially, unofficially. It was put in one of Richard's interviews with another media organization, but they haven't released the quarterly update or schedule for when they are actually going for release. Correct. And they didn't say it during the hangout yet. So unofficially, officially, it's pushed back.
Unofficially, officially, we're looking to see it hopefully by year's end, if not early quarter one. That's where we're looking at. What the reality of it is, of course, I'd love to see him take another 3-4 years and really put some shine and spit and polish into it and make it everything it can be. But again, it's an ongoing process. It's one of those things that's game development. We're doing it the way it's never been done before. And that leads us to several different problems in the world.
It leads to lots of controversy, and we do have the occasional hornet's nest to kick. And did you want to jump right on the controversy?
Well, of course, before we get into that topic, we got to do our usual. Of course, you folks listening and watching out there, we do this show every Monday through Friday here on NDNN. You can listen on the in-game radio as well as on WRFB.rocks, RadioFreeBritannia.com. We are all over, and we are the show that invites you, the community, to come in and talk to us about the hottest topics or any topics that you have on your mind, burning or otherwise. And if it burns, go see the apothecary first, please, before coming to us. But in the meantime, birds. But there's a couple hot topics out there. One of them is items for sale. Now, this is going to be a topic that we're not going to be able to cover in a day. There's a lot of controversy over it. There's a lot of speculation over whether it should or shouldn't be legal, whether the ban hammer should be dropped, will be dropped, all this good stuff. So we're going to delve right on into this. Of course, all the opinions expressed here are our own and in no way reflect the opinions of Portalarium or anybody inside Portalarium. But there's a lot to be said here, okay? Now, I know we got Duke sitting here, and Duke's been with these kind of games. All of us in this room, for the most part, are game players. A lot of us have played MMOs, shoot-em-ups. We played a myriad of games over our years. I've played everything from Pong to this, and everything in between. I was raised in the video game era and generation. This is what we did. We gamed. And the foundation of a lot of games leaves a lot to the imagination. So a topic came up yesterday, and I got turned on to this post of, and let me get to the main topic. We're going to bring this up. And
I just clicked on page one of it.
Well, I also have the other prior topic loaded up because I want to just show that people went ahead and started a secondary topic as well, and I just want to be loaded on.
I don't have the secondary topic.
It's in, and I'll give it to you here again real quick.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you again real quick. And for those of you folks following along here,
and are we starting? Are we starting with secondary topic, then go on to the fun one?
Well, yeah.
Well, they're both fun ones.
The secondary one, which is this one.
Yeah. Okay.
And I put that in your chat. I didn't put that in public chat.
Okay.
Let me put that in public chat for everybody. So on the secondary topic, let's get this up. This was, and again, it was pointed towards the main topic now.
Yeah, and this is players that were renaming bags in-game and saying that they were artisan tool rewards. And now, this is one where...
We see a screenshot here, and I'm going to pop that out, and you're going to see it says artisan tool rewards, small bag, in parentheses, crafted by and put for sale by. Now, I want to just skip right ahead here to the other post, because I went ahead and put in some pictures of my own. And again, I understand. The first thing I'm going to want to make everybody aware of is we understand that inherently this is wrong. We understand. We get that. We get that so good that you don't understand how good we get that. But the point is not in defense of the guy perpetrating the fraud here. Okay, the point is in
fraud's a little too strong.
Well,
perpetrating a fraud. Understand the language, Jack. Would you like to define perpetrating a fraud?
Well, he's in the act of trying to attempt to scam someone out of their money.
Attempting to. Perpetrating
now
that he attempted to. Whether he pulled off the fraud, which we're finding out now, somebody actually bought one of these. But again,
oops.
Now, at the same time, I think we also have to look at two posts by Barrick. On the long thread.
Well, that's what got me on the main jump was, of course, I want to jump to the main one. I want to show...
No. What you need to do is start on page 1.
I am on page 1 of the main
post. Scroll down to... Actually, it's on page 2, I think.
Well,
because I'm scrolling through it right now, and there are two posts by Barrick. One, he states...
ahead of me.
Okay, fine. Be that way. Okay, tell me where you want to go.
We're on page 1, and I'm looking at the very first post, the pictures that were posted here. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that these are forgeries. Blatantly, to the point that it's laughable. Okay? Before we even get to any other commentary, anything else related to it, it's blatantly obvious that this is fraudulent. Okay? So if you by chance happen to be the person who walks by, looks at this and goes, hey, I'm buying this an artisan tool reward, small bag, crafted by, artisan tool rewards aren't crafted by anybody.
Yeah, but the contention is that new players coming into the game come into the game and they don't know the difference and they grab it because they think they're getting a good deal. That's the contention and what solicited the threat of the ban hammer to begin with.
Well, again, if you read, it clearly states what the item is. Okay? It has
but the argument out there is that
well, what they could be saying is that
is already there telling you it's a fraudulent item. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
But the contention of a good majority, or not a majority, but a good bit of the gamers out there is that, well, they come into the game, they don't know right from wrong, they don't really have anybody to show them, and this is where I deferred off to the hospitalers. But
thank you.
Somehow
we'll touch on that here shortly.
It all gets crossed over to where, no, if you go and do this and take advantage of a player's naivety, then you're in a position that you could be banned.
Okay.
And
now let's move on down to the topic that Jack wanted to move on to so quickly.
Well, I'm trying to find it where Barrick actually states that Portalarium's policy is to warn, and then if behavior, and give the person the chance to undo what they were doing, and then ban said person. And then on page 4 is when he goes straight to, this is your warning, you will be banned. And so I think he actually deleted his other post.
There's one on page 2, but let's just jump to page 4 because this is what I jumped on. Okay.
Yeah, the page 2.1 is no longer there.
We're going to start banning people for perpetrating frauds like this. Now, of course, I've got a problem with this, and not because I intend to fraud anybody. First off, I want to ask you guys, and I want to ask the audience, because we're going to be on the topic for a couple days here. Stella! What do you think the average age of the usual gamer coming to this game is? Let me start with that, please.
I would say somewhere around 25 to 35.
Okay, I'm gonna just point you to the October gathering down in Austin. What was the average age of all those players who showed up down at Portalarium for that meeting?
Hey, 40 years old.
Yeah, and we're insinuating because Led Zepp over here really beat that curve to hell being so old. But you understand where I'm going with this. This isn't a game where 12-year-old, 13-year-olds coming in, spending $4,500 to get into a game, and he doesn't know any better. We've got adults playing this game. We got 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds. The average age of the gamer coming here is not some stupid, naive kid, okay? Let's point this out in the obvious first. We're all adults because we have a really good adult conversation going on in this topic. Hello, I understand. I understand very well and good what the topic is. I understand that it's not right. But I also understand that Lord British goes around robbing people as a hobby in the game. But this is a game mechanic that's condoned. You can lie, you can cheat, you can steal, you can murder. But as soon as we rename something to deceive somebody, oh my God, ground shaking, earthquaking, we can't allow this. Hello, McFly? Really? Let's think about this. Let's step back and think about this. You can go around and rob people. You can go around and kill people. You can, and I'm sorry. I mean, it's part of a game. It's a game, first off. That's my biggest point. It's a game. Okay? The game's foundation is built on lying, cheating, killing, and stealing. Hello? And we're going to,
even though we are
dropping the ban
and crafting, and this guy definitely crafted the bag and renamed it.
That's right. Well, so now let's delve into the possibilities, because we got a whole bunch of commentary. And of course, the official stance right now on the boards is this is a bannable offense. So we're going to let everybody know this. And we're going to tell you that right now the stance is it is a bannable offense, but that does not stop us from discussing it, debating it, and talking about it, its merits, its fallacies, and everything else here. First off, my biggest question: the threat of dropping the ban hammer right off the bat, good or bad?
I think it's a bad policy.
Thank you. You don't just jump down the gun and tell 180,000 people that if you do this, we're going to start banning accounts. I'm sorry, really? Come on, we're adults here. Now, of course, if that's the full official stance that they want to take, that's all fine, well and good, and they'll find that that's not going to please a lot of people, and they'll live with that,
Can you guys jump over to page 10 of that thread and find what Nightwolf posted in there about a little situation that happened with Lord British and in the UO game where he was actually playing the part of a GM, and read that to the public.
Hold on for just a second.
We're going to delve into this for a couple of days because there's a lot of things in here. Now, Marcelo has a couple good points, and I promised him that I was going to point one thing out, and I think I'm going to bring that out front here today. Because this is going to allow us to delve really deep into these topics. But let's go to page 10 here real quick, and I want to see what you're talking about.
Well, it's Lord British retelling the story of very early on in UO, and essentially someone was stealing from a new character, and so he kept on saying, stop it, stop it, stop it. And finally the guy broke character, and he's like, oh crap, you're right.
Right. And then the guy broke character and said, look, you made the game like this, and I'm just being in character of what you built into the game.
Absolutely. Now, one of the guys right off the bat in this post goes, "How am I supposed to play my, dirty, underhanded, thieving character if you're not going to allow me to do shit like this?" Now, and I've got to concur. Thieves are going to be a class of character here. People are going to play them. People are going to play scoundrels. I've got a character named the Grimy Trader, for crying out loud, and he's going to have some good deals. He's going to have some bad deals. But that's the character's character, okay? You can't knock people for playing the character and doing what they will with the mechanics, especially when the mechanics were asked for by the community. They were put in by the developers because they thought it was a great idea. And now you're going to go ahead and go, "Oh, sorry, you can't do that. Hello, we're going to ban you." So, we got to just look at this, because I've seen this several times, and Barrick's answer to everything is it's bannable. Now, of course, selling gold is a bannable offense supposedly on the forums. And I just got a news update that some just sold on the marketplace just earlier today. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's one where we actually have Richard Garriott and Starr and Dallas Snell conversing early on, saying that gold sales was going to be allowed on the official forums. And you know what? If someone decided to reference a third party's warehouse website, they were more than welcome to do that. And in fact, what they did was they did like shroudauctions.com as their demonstration.
That was a demo, and that was something that we saw someplace else. But absolutely, But the first thing that came out when somebody complained about it was, "You can't do that. People ban people." Well, I'm waiting to see the actual official post on this. We're still waiting an official post on this, and I know what the official post and stance is going to be, but we still haven't seen it. So every time we get something like this, we get the immediate, "You can't do that." Well, you know what? You can't just immediately jump and shove that down people's throat, and that's what I'm here to argue. Aside from the fact that, again, it's a game mechanic. If I want to name a bag of holding, okay, in the fantasy world, most fantasy role players know a bag of holding as a magical bag that will hold everything infinitely possible in it. But if I put it up there, it says a bag of holding, and then it's a small bag. Am I deceiving anybody? It's a bag. It holds things. It's a bag of holding. If you interpret it as a magical, wonderful bag, is that my fault?
Yeah, but this is inherently different when you have somebody that comes into the game and they rename a bag to be a pledge reward that was given to pledgers. I mean, I can understand one side of it.
Obviously, a telltale forgery.
Right. Sure. Now, well, sure it is.
I've got a point.
My argument is how come the buyer has a responsibility as well to do their research before they make a purchase. And if they don't do that, then why are there nets there? I mean, it's no different than a Facebook game if you put nets underneath, fail-safe, stuff like that. Or it's no different from an Xbox game that has definitive parameters. I mean, it just totally destroys the whole concept of having a free marketplace and free will within a game to make decisions, look at items, make your best calculated, informative decision about what you're doing.
You're breaking my immersion, man.
Right. Now, I've got a couple comments here in chat, and I want to address a couple of these comments. Of course, one of them, it happens in every game, which I have to agree with. It happens in all these games. Zentastic says out here, where is the one he has?
The difference is that this is...
not knowing that you can mouse over it and see that is in fact a small bag. And my argument to that is, in order to make the purchase, you have to put your mouse on it in order to select it, in which case the tooltip pops up showing you what it is. Argument invalid. Okay, the minute you put your mouse on it to buy it, it shows you what it is. So if they're not reading it, again, is that the seller's fault is the question. I understand putting it out there is wrong. I understand the deception, but buyer beware. This happens in all video games, okay? And we understand that. Then he goes on to stealing and killing. it's on the new player when he walks. So if he goes into the shard fall and the message pops up, you're going to a player versus play area, and he didn't intend to, but he clicks OK and unwittingly gets killed 300 times because he didn't read that warning. Whose fault is it? Is it the game mechanics' fault? Is it the developer's fault that he didn't pay heed and read what was there? I'm going to point something else out, which is funny. We see this. How many times have we seen in the last couple of weeks? I put something on a public vendor and my thing's gone and I only got a couple of dollars in the bank. Why did you only get $20 in the bank? Because you didn't read what the vendor told you when you put the item up.
That's correct.
Is that my fault? Is that the developer's fault? Okay. Right. So I liken this to the same thing. You did not take the time to look at what you were buying.
How about the guy? How about the guy that's got the lot with all the tents on it, charging 500 gold pieces a week to sleep in a tent?
I got a kick out of that. We were talking about that. Now, and I'm not going to knock the guy.
But that's not a scam.
No, because I'm running the same business. I got chests for rent here, but they're at 1,000 gold a week.
That's for Slockaroo.
Yeah, and you can rent a chest on my property, but 1,000 gold a week. You get access to the vendor. You get access to bind to the lot. You're right near the bank, and we've got an expert crafting station. That's 1,000 gold a week. People are loving it. I've got a couple customers already. So this guy comes into the new players, the town meeting yesterday, and tells everybody about his new idea and promotes it. You know, it's totally legal, but he's charging $500 a day. Just so happens that a row lot goes for $500 a day. But is that cheating the new guy? He bought rent from me for 500 gold a day while you save for your lot, but you're paying just as much as you would be for the lot. How are you saving anything? Is that unfair?
I think today is the Jack doesn't say anything.
I mean, it's totally up to the buyer as to whether or not they will enter into that kind of an agreement. Just the same as anybody that's buying something on a vendor that is misnamed. I mean, they didn't do their research. That's the bottom line. They just didn't do their research. If you want a nickel bag, you got to meet me in the alley. Sorry, I don't do that during the show. You got to meet me at the alley behind. Okay. But yeah, we got the good Garriott ganja. But yeah, you understand where I'm going now. I want to go and I want to jump to the part of the topic. Marcelo, I know I butcher his name, asked us to talk about, because again, we're going to cover this over the next couple of days because there's just too much to point out, to argue, and I understand. And I'm going to maybe stir the pot a little bit because, again, my simple answer to this was change the icon. Hello.
Yeah, I mean that would take them
and in all fairness, resolve. In all fairness, Barrett did say later on in the post that they were going to be manipulating the icon to be different.
I understand that. Again, is the whole point of this is not to defend the bad guy. Okay. I'm not just defending the bad guy, but I am defending the right of anybody to be able to have some fun with the game.
Absolutely.
Okay. This is a game. Okay. And I've seen it once. I've seen it twice. If I've seen it half a dozen times in the last 2 weeks, you'll get banned. We're going to ban people. We're going to ban people. You know what? I love you, Barrick. You're doing a wonderful job. I'm just tired of seeing the ban hammer message coming out when people start whining. Okay. This is a game. People are going to whine. People are going to complain. You can't just threaten to ban everybody every time somebody disagrees with something. We've had these discussions for 2 years. Long before he came, long before a lot of these players came. This is nothing that wasn't expected. Matter of fact, we've discussed all this stuff. We discussed a lot of this stuff in length, and it's out there for the world to see on video. I've invited people to go look at it. Economy, money, secondary currencies, the world in general, how to control gold sales, the secondary market, gold farmers. We've covered it. We've got video on it. We've sat down with the boys and girls down at the offices on it. Okay, it's not new news. So this is what we're trying to tell folks. Okay,
but we do end up with new news when long-standing policies are arbitrarily changed. that's when it becomes news. Like,
or when something like this happens, and this has not been policy that you change a name of something. This is something just came and arisen out of this. Now, of course, we have what we call the blanket CYA coverall ELUA, and we understand. Zeke helped write the damn thing, so we know what's in the ELUA.
Correction.
Okay, we understand this in depth. You know, we got people sat down.
Zeke didn't help write the user in policy.
I'm sorry. Which one was it you helped? Let's correct that.
What Zeke? Yeah, scratch that. What Zeke helped with was the policy notice above the player marketplace back in February of 2014, when the discussion first came up about selling goods and wares for real currency in the marketplace.
All right. I stand corrected there.
And Dallas Snell got in touch with me, and we talked it over and emailed each other back and forth, and they came up with the official posting before the game went persistent, and goods could be traded fairly, and that no wipes were involved. I proved it.
That policy is that Portalarium is going to take a neutral stance to all
absolutely
third-party transactions.
What Dallas Snell said. What Dallas Snell said was to think of Portalarium like Switzerland.
That's right.
They took a neutral stance.
Thank you for the correction, because I don't want any Brian Williams in me, and going, well, he wasn't there for that. He does,
Well,
I want
that's
to make sure that when we
state
there. Something, we state it correctly, and we don't take too many liberties on that topic.
Right.
But let's go ahead, and I want to pull up the comment from Marcelo, and then we're going to go ahead and table this, because do you have the comment in front of you?
Yeah, Marcelo's, apologies for butchering your name. It's on page 7 for me. I have no idea what it's going to be for you.
It should be page 7, very much.
And then he asks, what defines a game for you? And then would you say virtual property and in-game worth, so require real laws like in the real world to protect them? And that is one where we live in a world where we're supposed to be virtuous. But at the same time, even at the starting scene, if you port into Solace Bridge, the Battle of Solace Bridge, it tells you do not have to give your actual character's name. You can say whatever you want. There will be consequences. So there are game mechanics that track virtue behind the system. And if you use Murray's his tracking program, his heads-up tool, you can actually see what level your virtue is at, and that requires you to be honest with NPCs in all your dealings, not to steal things from NPCs. But then you see all these game mechanics where it's like you can do that, and they even has started to say, hey, you know what? Now when you're stealing from an NPC, they're going to start to notice, and they'll say things.
What?
Yes. Yeah,
now,
and
again,
but it's one for game mechanics. When it applies to player versus player transactions, this is where it becomes really, really murky, because you know what? If you look at Shroud Marketplace, there's 3 Lord Benefactor homes for sale. The price range is $150 to $350. Just because one person is selling it at $150 doesn't mean that that's actually what the value is.
Right.
That's what that one person's value is. So
about this
now,
and
but this does not apply to scams. This is just applying to existing things. And so what defines a game for you? What would you say to that, Laz?
Well, again, we're going to ask this question, and we're putting it out there, and we're going to go and delve in and explore this even further tomorrow. That's why I want to stop with this right here now.
Okay.
Coming to that time of the day.
It is.
On the news. And again,
I think Jack said 10 words today.
A single show. And it fits right in, because it's going to be a short week for us. Again, I want to remind everybody that I will be at Dragon Con hanging out with Richard, Shooter, Tracy, Laura, and the rest of the Shrouded Avatar crew, as well as many, many millions of more fans out there this weekend. So we will not be here for the show on Thursday or Friday this week. and possibly Monday going into Tuesday. Hey man, Dragon Con, 30th anniversary, man. The world's gonna be there. This is the event.
Hey, before we all break, can we all at least agree that it was kind of some shady dealing, the player-to-player transaction that the guy put the bag on there for? Can we all agree on that?
Oh, yeah. That is no doubt a scam.
We understand it's inherently wrong.
Absolutely.
I absolutely understand this. Absolutely. Right. And I
just want to make sure everybody understands that we
agree that it shouldn't be done. I don't want to word that wrong. I mean, there's got to be some leeway for people to have something like that. Now, I'm going to, before we get to the end of this, and people accuse me of this, I made almost 100,000 gold one release, selling a book on how to make thousands in gold. And I sold the book for 1,000 gold.
What did it say?
How to make thousands of gold.
Or instructions on how to making gold. And I said, yeah, that's right. I set the benchmark, and I sold 100,000 worth of these books. And out of all those books I sold, anybody who came to me, which was less than 5 people, for a refund saying, hey, this is a scam, I refunded their money on the spot.
I bought 10 books from you, Laz. I need that money back.
Yeah. Okay. But inside was a set of instructions. If you followed the instructions, was how to productively make gold. Now, the first version of the book was funny. You know, go find a vendor, make 10 copies, sell it. Later on, the book became, okay, you got to find something. You got to find the product. And I gave you a step-by-step. Find something people want. And I didn't tell you, go buy this, go buy that. But I gave you basic guidelines, and I gave you a laid-out instruction manual. And again, is if you weren't happy, no problem. I gave people their money back. That's how you make good business. I wasn't deceiving anybody. I wasn't cheating anybody. If anybody had a problem with it, said something. But most people, A, either got a good laugh, they knew what they were buying, or B, just took the instructions as they were. I want my contract. And went about their business. But anyway, we're going to go with the thoughts on Mycello. I want everybody to give that some thought. We'll come back to that tomorrow.
We definitely need to come back to that topic, because I have the game that almost every single child has played since 1980. And every single child still continues to play. Okay, so now, from there we do have to move on.
One last comment from Games That Are Tentacle out there. And he says, I do think it's okay to sell the bag. It does suck for the person to buy it. Yes, but it adds an additional layer to the game. And you sure will not fall for it a second time.
And Maynard does say that we as players need a way to punish the scammer in the game, like cut off their hands or something.
Talk about that in more detail tomorrow.
Which means take out a bounty on said person.
Yes. Where would one do that?
Contact Laz and Jack, and we can put out the bounty and announce it to everyone that this person is running a scam, and that if you are able to kill them and provide some sort of evidence, your ends have been met.
We're going to talk tomorrow about the question posed by Mycello, as well as this is a community game, community run, community managed.
Oh, yeah.
And why don't we just let the community take care of this guy? If the community starts putting out a list of unsavory vendors, the community will ostracize the guy by themselves. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's move on to the calendar, because we have a really big calendar.
I know it is absolutely huge, but we are running way out of time. Community calendar. Remember, community calendar has more events than the official calendar, and it was created by Avatar Circle and can be found at avatarcircle.com, and that is currently administered by Kazan Phoenix Fire in-game, or Wrath Phoenix on Discord or the official forums. And if you have a guild or alliance and you want to add your events to the community calendar, you just need to go to avatarcircle.com, register, and then you can start adding your events to that calendar. And so since today is a very short day, today at noon, 3, 6, 9, and 12 around the clock, we do have 2 idiots although this episode is one idiot that will not let the other idiot talk, on a show called Lunch with Laz and Jack.
Soapboxorama.
I know, Soapboxorama. At 8 o'clock tonight, on Avatars Radio, we do have Professor DJ Killy, not Kylie, Killy. And then the final event is the Order of Vengeance Guild meeting, where they do invite everyone to go out there to the Town of Vengeance, find their guild hall, and kill them repeatedly. That is something that they have asked for repeatedly because they want more PKers in the game.
And for you PKers out there, I happen to know the violation is not up to par and strength yet.
Yeah, he might be a little wet toilet papery.
Oh, they were having fun with them over at the All Towns gathering yesterday, so I had to poke a little fun at them.
Okay.
We love you, Duke.
Yes, violation. We wish you luck. And that is our community calendar for this Monday, August 29th, in Shroud of the Avatar.
Shroud of the Avatar. Alrighty. And with that, folks, we're going to have to go ahead and start getting ready to get out of here. Time is running out in today's show. And, of course, you all know what that means. We got to say our thank yous to all the good folks to help keep us out here and keep us on the air. For those of you folks out there catching this in repeats, replays, and on the radio, by all means, go ahead and if you got any questions, comments, or suggestions, please drop them into our chat room and Twitch TV. We do monitor the chat room 24 hours a day, and we do answer questions as we get to them. As well, if you have any comments on today's show, please go ahead and send the comments either there to us, come into Discord, tell us about it, drop them in our Discord chat, and of course, we will address them as we get to them. We do invite you guys to come join us here on the show in-game, in the studio, or in chat every Monday through Friday here in Shroud of the Avatar. Without you guys, this stuff wouldn't be possible. But, of course, we would like to thank our good folks. You ready for them?
Yes, first we have to thank our latest sponsor, which is Wake Up New Britannia with Wolfdom and Celine, Saturday mornings on Radio Free Britannia. Our latest Patreon, which is the Britannian Mining Company.
BMC.
Thank you, Zeke, for that. Boy. And then we also have to thank our other sponsors. That includes our crafting crew, which is going to be sodacraft.com, and the searchable database that is sodacrafting.wiki. If you are looking for your how to tame, especially with all the taming stuff, you can go to sodataming.com. Or you can always whisper Led Zepp in game and ask him about his spider.
Oh man!
And still worthless, ask him why. If you are looking for Shroud of the Avatar swag and you need to buy some, do go to relicsbyreal.com and use the discount code NBNN.
NBNN, 10% off.
That's correct, 10% off. relicsbyreal.com. And our final sponsor is going to be shroudmarketplace.com, where you can go to buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. That includes things like in-game gold, which currently there's only one person that's selling it, and their stock is actually going down, so people are buying it.
Somebody actually bought some gold today.
Yes.
What's the rate? Exchange
well,
rate?
you would have to go to shroudmarketplace.com and you would have to look at that.
Yeah, it's up to the individual seller.
Yeah, and if you do have an excess quantity of gold that you want to sell, you can set your own rates. I mean, that is the beautiful thing about shroudmarketplace.com. You can put up a little pretty picture and make things look a little better, and you can update the description. It's not. So that's where we end up having 3 different Lord Benefactor's house at different prices. One of them's going for $150. So if you're looking for a new townhome, you might want to keep that in mind. And that also means that if you are looking to become a vendor on Shroud Marketplace and you want to list your services, just like a Weddings and More by Laz, you can have an in-game wedding. Laz, do you want to tell us about Weddings and More by Laz?
Shroud Marketplace, weddings and more by Laz. You need a place for a party. I got a place for you to have it. When everybody else is out of the room and you need a big expanse for your wedding, guild event, party, anniversary, or whatever, come see me at Weddings and More by Laz, and we'll get you all taken care of.
So don't forget, Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related, not just items, but also services. And we're working on over at the marketplace.
Bags of holding.
Yes, bags of holding are currently not on there anywhere, but it probably will be later today.
And if anybody's missing any hubcaps when you go outside tonight, come see me because I got them and I'll sell them to you cheap.
Anybody see my car?
Oh, so was that Pinto parked around the corner?
Pinto. Gremlin, man. Gremlin.
Oh, Gremlin.
Yeah.
All right.
And that takes us to the most important people that we do have to thank, and that is you, the viewers. And thank you, everybody. And let's see. Hold on. And there was a new link posted by blah blah.
New link posted by
Maynard. Yeah, it got blocked. And someone saying that NBNN says go cheat your fellow players.
Where do we see that?
Although although he's misinterpreting that.
Well, he's interpreting the news we do.
Thank you, Weens.
What you say?
Yep.
Oh, is that in this chat?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, that's right. We got to thank you guys. We love you guys. As without you guys, we wouldn't have an audience. We wouldn't have people to talk to. We wouldn't have people following us and enjoying our brand of entertainment here inside Shroud of the Avatar. And remember, folks, this is entertainment. This is not reality. This is a game. What? Okay, yeah, that's right. Sorry, dude. You know, once we flip the switch, it's back to real life to you. You know, I'll make sure the nurse gets you medicated properly today. Okay. And I'll slip you a Snickers on my way out the door. But anyway, alrighty, folks, we're going to wrap it up here for today. Again, if you got any comments, suggestions, anything new and hot, reach out to us out there. You can get us in Discord. You can get us in game. You can get us on Twitch. You can get us direct in email, news@nbn.info. Or you can just find us in the game and come say, hey, dude, I got some info for you. Jack, any parting words before we get out of here?
I got distracted. I was responding to Weens.
Squirrel.
Well, I didn't talk a lot today anyway, so you know what? Let's just continue that on.
that my fault you can't get a word in edgewise? I mean,
not my soapbox, man. Soapbox.
Ban me and tape over my mouth because I don't shut up, I'll tell you. Alrighty, folks, we're gonna get out of here for today. We'll be back with more tomorrow here on NBNN, bringing you more news, sports, entertainment, crazy wild happenings, the latest hot topics burning on people's minds out there, and more. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Stay tuned to NBNN for more. We'll be back tomorrow picking up on this subject a little more, hearing what the community's got to say about it. And of course, don't forget, folks, as it stands right now, it is a bannable offense. You've been warned. You've been warned. Even if you don't read the forums, you've been warned.
Yeah, you have.
I love this shit.
The flaggy PvP penalty.
It's a beautiful thing.
No, it's not.
Thank
it's
you.
Not beautiful.
Do you want to put it in your mouth?
We want Casey's Joe with salty balls to put it